It's been a long time since I've done a good old-fashioned Q&A, so this week I'll be answering some questions you guys ask all the time. Actually, the real reason I'm making this video is that I had food poisoning this week and this is all I can make. Some questions are about mountain biking, the channel, me, or YouTube in general. So if you're not into that, just hang tight until next week and things will be back to normal. How tall are you? I'm 5'4" or 163 centimeters. That's very short. In fact, here's my size small bike in comparison to a size large. A lot of people don't realize how short I really am until they meet me in person. What kind of dog is Drama and how old is he? Drama is 10 years old and my wife actually rescued him when he was a puppy. He's supposedly a French bulldog, but is about twice the size of any other Frenchie I've seen. Because of his size, he seems to have dodged a lot of the health problems that Frenchies tend to have. So we're pretty sure Drama will be pupping for a really long time. Is YouTube your full-time job? Yes, YouTube has been my full-time job for about 2 years now, and I can't complain. I make a good living doing what I love, and I plan to keep this channel going for as long as possible. Do you have any plans for after YouTube? If I ever do get sick of this, I'll likely find a job in the bike industry creating content for a brand. I'm making a lot of contacts now, and hopefully if things ever fall apart, there will be someone willing to hire me. Do you have any advice on starting a YouTube channel? I'll give you 4 pieces of advice. Be consistent. Figure out how often you can post and stick to it. At the very least, this is what a serious YouTuber does. Make each video about something, and come up with a plan before you leave the house. Set the bar really high in terms of what footage you keep. If your first videos are longer than 5 minutes, you're pushing it. Tell a story with sound and support it with video. That's right, video is second priority. What did you do before YouTube? Since the age of 14, I've always worked, holding jobs ranging from technician to salesperson to office worker. But immediately before YouTube, I was running a business from home doing managed IT services. This included web design, remote support, email, and you name it really. This worked out well enough for me to start this YouTube channel in my free time. And actually in videos as recent as the Key West trip, I was jumping off my bike to take calls from clients. So this transition to full-time YouTuber did not come easily. What is your favorite place to ride? So far that would be the Pacific Northwest, and I haven't even scratched the surface of what that region has to offer. This is not to say I don't love other places, it's just that the PNW has a ridiculous amount of options. Why aren't you interested in downhill bikes? For those of you very new to this, a downhill bike is a mountain bike optimized for going downhill. These are best used at downhill parks where you don't need to do any climbing. So if I were to bring a downhill bike to, let's say, Whistler, it would be great at the downhill park and only there. I'd be missing out on Whistler Valley, Squamish, the North Shore, and an endless list of other areas within earshot. So to buy a very expensive downhill bike only to leave it at home is not something I'm trying to do at this particular moment. I want to start mountain biking. What's a good beginner bike? I left a link for you in the description because this is actually a more complex topic than one might think. For this reason, I made a video about what to look for in an entry-level bike so that you can make an informed decision yourself. Why did you switch to the Fox 36 on your trail bike? I lost count of how many times I've answered this question, but it goes something like this. My RockShox bike broke, so I installed the Fox 36 while waiting for parts. I liked it, and I left it on. I've since serviced my bike, but I don't feel the need to reinstall it. The Fox 36 has less hours on it, and I'm really liking the way it feels. This next question a lot of people ask me in person. Am I the only adult who watches your channel? When you scroll to the comments, you might assume that everyone who watches this channel is a kid, and that's actually not the case. In fact, viewers under 18 make up only 10.5% of this audience. So when I talk to you guys like you're adults with adult freedom, adult budgets, and adult capabilities, it's because most of you are all grown up. If you're curious about the gender breakdown, more women watch this channel than you may have thought. What's your accent? I'm from Long Island, which is a suburb outside of New York City. I say coffee, water, talk, and dog, but my accent is barely detectable when compared to others from the region. They'll tell you to get your dog off my lawn. They'll morph words like coffee into coffee. They'll ask you, hey, why you always gotta break my balls? But this is the way of my people, and it's music to my ears. Now, one habit I have made an effort to break is cursing. On Long Island, the librarian curses, your teacher curses, your baby cousin curses. I'm sure the neighborhood cats and dogs are telling each other to go, why did you leave Florida and do you miss it? I lived in Florida for a few years, during which time I made a lot of friends and started this YouTube channel. My wife and I decided together to move due to factors like cost, family, and topography. Still, I miss a lot of things about Florida. If you've seen my old videos or other people's videos about the mountain biking scene in Florida, you may be surprised. There's a very organized and dedicated community down there consisting of some of the nicest people you will ever meet, and they'll be damned if they don't dig themselves some trails. How do you come up with hacks? I make lists. These lists will sometimes take months to make because I add to them whenever something comes up in conversation or inspires me. If I didn't write these things down immediately, I'd surely forget them. Even when someone comments a good hack, I'd forget to go back and reference it when the time came to make the video. In addition to hacks, these lists will often contain products, video ideas, or shots I need to go out and get. Where do you get all the products for the 10 product review videos? I actually buy about half of them and get half of them for free. And to be completely honest, I don't always remember which. Out of the hundreds of emails I get from companies offering product, I only respond to a few. Those responses basically state, I plan on trying this product and telling my audience what I think about it. I make no guarantees about the nature of the review or if it will even end up happening. You in? About half of those companies don't respond back, and the other half send their product. As my list grows, I'll order additional things to ensure we have good variety, and then I start filming. When I do give a bad review, the company will sometimes send a thank you email, along the lines of, thanks for reviewing our product and sorry you didn't like it, which is actually pretty classy on their part. And here we begin a series of questions about production and editing. The first being, can you post more often? Could I? Maybe, but you wouldn't get more of the same videos I've been posting. I write an essay for each of these videos, which takes the better part of a workday. And that doesn't include any of the time I spend recording voiceovers, planning, preparing, filming, editing, getting supplies, and scrambling to change course when the weather doesn't cooperate. So if you want more of what I've been doing, then no, I literally can't post more. Why don't you hire an editor? Wouldn't that allow you to post more? Editing a video is not like assembling a desk from IKEA. Editing is a creative process, which means no two people will do it the same way. A lot of times I come up with ideas while editing, and go back to change the voiceover. To have someone else do it would be the end of the videos you've come to enjoy. Hiring an editor would also add another layer of complication. I can knock out an edit overnight and have it ready the next morning without the need to approve and revise it. Besides, I love editing. What program do you edit with? I edit with Final Cut Pro. This is what program I'm most comfortable with, but what program you use isn't important. If you're just starting out, I'd actually recommend DaVinci Resolve, since it's available for free and works on any platform. And finally, when are you going to build a wall ride on Berm Creek? Probably never. You see, sometime in the next year, I'm going to sell my house. Between now and then, this is the only growing season. So if this backyard is going to be in selling condition by the fall or next spring, I need to start breaking things down now. So to waste a bunch of lumber on the biggest feature I've ever built just to take it down almost immediately is not something I'm willing to do. Now, despite this rather sad reality, this is not the last we'll be seeing of Berm Creek. I hope you enjoyed this Q&A. Next week, we'll be getting back to normal content. If you're a newcomer to the channel, welcome aboard. If you've been with me for some time, thanks for sticking around. In any case, thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time.